Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey. With me as always is Scribe. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
The Lords of the Night will be complete here in a little bit. SDA will be joining us. She's finishing up a video right now, but she'll be along in a little bit.
She's pulling a Scribe.
She is pulling a Scribe. Well, no,
A very late one.
You have the decency to finish before the broadcast.
Well, yes, when it comes to these kind of things, I always come first.
There you go. So how you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty good. I had a very productive day in the realm of YouTubing. We'll get to that later, I'm sure. But otherwise, it's been a very quiet, peaceful day, and here I am.
Cannot wait for YouTube time. I am so looking forward to YouTube time tonight because I'm going to have a lot of fun with that. Do you have anything else before we jump into news?
Nothing exciting except for Monkey Dick, Jim Jones movies, and if you have not already, please hit that like button. And also, if you'd like to try to keep monkeys staved off from actually smoking smoky smokes, there's a little dollar sign there at the bottom of the chat window, and I think vaping is now precluded from such things, but actual cigarettes will be prevented from being smoked so long as there is $1 or $2 holding off the minutes.
Oh yeah. I'm in a lot of pain. That's the name there, but we're not going
Lord of Pain.
We're going to focus on fun things like,
yay.
I'm sure you have Trump news for us.
Oh man, do I have Trump news for us? Golly gee whiz. So
wait, before we start, can you hear my fan? Do I need to turn that off?
You mean somebody actually likes you?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I can't hear you.
Okay, so it's not causing a problem. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, go ahead with the news.
Okay, so the big reveal today, as we talked about last night, was the possibility that Trump, well, we've been talking about the last couple of days, the possibility that Trump Jr. and Jared Kushner and several other Trump associates had met with a Russian lawyer in early to late spring last year, I think it was, and that these discussions had something to do with gaining information from the Russian government that would be compromising to Hillary Clinton. And
yes.
this is being touted, and I'm not meaning to inject any sarcasm into this. I have no idea, but this is being touted, especially by CNN, that has it plastered all over the place, that this is essentially the precursor to the smoking gun that shows a collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign. Now, yes. whether there's any weight to this, I do not know. This is all developing and everything else, but I will read what is currently known by our friends at the Blackmail News Network.
Yay!
Source: Justice Department probe will look at Trump Jr.'s disclosed emails and meeting. Imagine that. I wouldn't imagine they would have. Yeah. Justice Department Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigators plan to examine the meeting and email exchanges disclosed by Donald Trump Jr. as part of the broader Russian meddling investigation, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, according to a U.S. official briefed on the matter. I love how it's always according to a somebody briefed on the something that we won't name.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, President Donald Trump's eldest son, Trump Jr., released an email chain. Trump Jr. actually trumped the news networks by releasing the emails himself ahead of their reporting.
Which was funny as shit.
Which is really funny.
Is it mentioned there in the article?
We haven't gotten there yet. If it is, I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay,
yeah, go ahead.
I say real quick, because this part is hilarious. The New York Times was going to go to print with this, and Trump Jr. asked him, "Hey, could you hold off just a day so we can just check what's going on?" And then undercut them and released it all himself. Yeah. That was funny as fuck.
Let's see. So on Tuesday, Trump Jr. released an email chain showing that he agreed to meet with someone he believed to be a, quote, Russian government attorney last summer after receiving an email offering him, quote, very high-level and sensitive information, unquote, that would, quote, incriminate, unquote, Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. Excuse me. One email from publicist Rob Goldstone claimed the information was part of, quote, Russia and its government support for Mr. Trump, unquote. But the Russian attorney, Natalia Velesnitskaya, I'm probably screwing that up, has denied ever having ever acted on behalf of the Russian government. Now, I'm going to pause here because I read the email chain earlier today. As far as I know, that is all that was released thus far of the actual emails. And the only time anything is ever mentioned about there being a Russian support for Trump is from this Rob Goldstone guy. And that's it so far. And I don't even know who Rob Goldstone is. So is that a smoking gun? Let's find out.
I believe he's Trump Jr.'s lawyer.
Okay.
Or he is a lawyer that was helping Trump Jr. in this instance.
Yeah, well, he'll be deposed, I'm sure. The details of the interactions between Trump Jr., Goldstone, and Veletsnitskaya weren't fully known to federal investigators until recently, according to three U.S. officials familiar with the probe. Unnamed. The FBI, as part of its counterintelligence probe and the investigation into Russian meddling, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, I can't help but think of Scooby-Doo when I hear the word meddling. I just can't. It's just, has scrutinized some of Donald Trump Jr.'s business dealings and meetings even before the latest meeting was disclosed, one of the U.S. officials said. Now Mueller's probe will look at the meeting and email exchanges that Trump Jr. disclosed as part of its investigation, according to the U.S. official briefed on the matter. Can you give us names?
No.
Can you just quote somebody for once, CNN?
It's all briefed people. Remember, but you got to remember, this is the news network that gives us, if this happens, this might happen.
Well, this is the news network who gave us, and I sent out a tweet today with some screenshots of this because I was just dying to show this. Our friend Chris Cillizza, the editor-in-chief or whatever, editor-at-large for CNN, the tagline on the head, and you can find this on my Twitter feed if you look for it. The little clickbaity click link read, "Cillizza, a damning claim about the Russia meeting." A damning claim. Okay.
Claim, yeah.
And then the first paragraph of the article itself says, quote, "Before arranging a meeting with a Kremlin-connected Russian lawyer he believed would offer him compromising information about Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump Jr. was informed in an email that the material was part of a Russian government effort to aid his father's candidacy, according to 3 people with knowledge of the email," unquote. Like, great. That's great reporting. Thanks, guys. You have a claim that is somehow damning from people who you won't name. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law, also attended the June 2016 gathering. He recently amended his security clearance forms with the FBI to disclose the existence of the gathering, Kushner's attorneys have said. A spokesman for the special counsel declined to comment, and an attorney for Trump Jr. didn't respond to a request for comment. Now, I thought it might be useful to actually read aloud the email in question that that has caused all the furor. No Hitler intended here. Just for everyone's edification. So let me find it.
Look who finally showed up. It's Lady of the Lateness.
Oh. It's Lord of Puppies.
Thank you, Crazy Opinion. Vegan Gains went dumpster diving. By the way, where's SDA? SDA was busy finishing up her video, and yes, we will get to Vegan Gains. I cannot wait for YouTube time, but that will be covered in YouTube time.
How are you, SDA?
I'm okay.
Well, that is the worst hidden smile I've seen today, but okay.
Thank you, Sanguine. According to 3 people familiar with CNN, it is shit. Yes, it is.
All right, so here's the quote-unquote smoking gun email in its entirety for everyone's edification. And this comes from Rob Goldstone. And this was written on June 3rd, 2016 at 10:36 a.m. Good morning. Eamon, and that's the name of someone, just called and asked me to contact you with something very interesting. The Crown Prosecutor of Russia met with his father, Eris, this morning, and in their meeting offered to provide the Trump campaign with some official documents and information that would incriminate Hillary and her dealings with Russia and would be very useful to your father. This is obviously very high-level and sensitive information, but is part of Russia and its government's support of Mr. Trump, for Mr. Trump, helped along by Eris and Eamon. What do you think is the best way to handle this information, and would you be able to speak to Eamon about it directly? You can also send this info to your father via Rona, but it is ultra sensitive, so wanted to send it to you first. Best, Rob Goldstone. That's it. Well, I guess, and the fact that then Donald Trump Jr. Replies, thanks, Rob, I appreciate that. I'm on the road at the moment, but perhaps I just speak to Eamon first. Seems we have some time, and if it's what you say, I love it, especially later in the summer. Could we do a call first thing next week when I am back? Best, Don. So the Rob Goldstone guy suggests quite directly that Russia, it is a known quantity, I guess, that Russia is supporting Mr. Trump and presumably his campaign, and his son doesn't seem to acknowledge that's out of the ordinary, and affirms the idea of meeting with this person. So that is the exchange. That is the hot button item at present.
Thank you, Mashishu, for Lady Monkey surprise for Monkey Fund. I hope that's for a midget hooker.
Yay, midget hookers.
Yeah. That's how you get a little gonorrhea.
Oh,
that was funny.
Can you get her a little pregnant?
I can't.
Oh, okay.
Lady Monkey took the bullets out of the gun.
Oh, ouch.
Wow. 3 kids and
Jesus.
Well, no, she took me to a specialist for it. It's not like she got the kitchen knife.
I was about to say she got the garden shears and just woo, no more.
How
anyway,
you doing, SDA?
Yeah, so quiet.
Hi.
Hi.
Did you sleep last night?
How are you?
I did. I slept last night.
Did you get enough sleep?
Yeah, I slept till about 3 today.
Okay. So
you're not allowed to be late again. You cause people to worry.
I know. It was like the Scribe and Money show there for about 10 minutes.
It's like they don't care about us at all.
I don't know. Somehow, like after showcasing you every night for like the last 4 nights, somehow we're less relevant. I don't know what it is.
Lady Monkey,
so did you?
Tell it's, oh, I'm sorry. She asked me if it's raining. Not that I can tell.
Is Lady Monkey not there?
She's upstairs.
She can't tell if it's raining from upstairs.
Well, she probably doesn't want to move or wake the baby or get the baby.
Oh, okay. All right. So. Babies are good to live. So anyway, that is the latest on the Trump dealings. The hype is louder than the actual material involved, but what do you think? Do you think that sounds like a smoking gun of something more sinister, I guess is the question.
I personally don't. I think it's, especially considering nothing seems to have come out of it. The question right now is whether it's illegal, and people are trying to be very vague with the statute, which is quite clearly talking about monetary gain or in the statute that says you can't take gifts from foreign governments or foreign nationals. Yeah. It says you can't take money or other things of value. That's like not being able to take a Picasso. It's not saying you can't get information on somebody. The thing that bothers me about all this is nobody seems to be worried about what information the Russians had on Hillary, if anything.
Yeah, I was curious. It's like incriminating information about what? Yeah.
FD Swayze asks, what is LOTN? That's Lords of the Night.
Yes.
That's our new name. Yay.
That's our team name now, as voted on by our wonderful fans.
Yes.
I even made a little logo thumb for it last night after I found a nice font, and it looks all creepy and steel and such. I used it on the thumb for last night's video. Yeah, I'm curious because if this actually happened, what was the information as far as incriminating her in regards to Russia? I never heard anything about Hillary and Russia. So was there information, and if there was it ever used for anything? I mean, somebody hands you, like, here's a document that incriminates this person. I'm never going to release this. The end.
Right.
Okay. And as far as like donations from foreign nationals and such, let's go take a look at the books of the Clinton Foundation, shall we, during the campaign? Just something to think about. I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing. If Russia did have this information and they wanted to help Trump,
Right.
they didn't have to give it to him.
No.
All they would have to do is release it to the media.
Yeah. I mean, that's the charge that they used WikiLeaks as a conduit by which to help the Trump administration while keeping their fingerprints off it for the most part. So why would they decide to go directly to the campaign with something if they had that option open to them the whole time? I mean, I don't necessarily give the Russians credit for a lot of things, but they had a lot of experience dealing with espionage and counterintelligence and everything else, going directly to members of the campaign, civilians even, and sharing classified or otherwise drudged up information in a personal meeting. It seems a little sloppy, unless the Russians have just kind of lost their touch. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it classifies as something that's illegal, even if it did happen. But this email isn't proof of anything necessarily. I'm not saying it isn't interesting. I'm not saying it isn't suspicious necessarily. But unless or until there's more information, it's just ether at this point.
I just don't think that there's anything really here yet.
The only thing it could show...
It doesn't look good, but it doesn't...
Yeah.
I don't think it looks horrible.
Well, the only thing it could do is be one more arrow in the quiver of undermining Trump's campaign's credibility on claims that they never interacted with any Russian foreign nationals in an inappropriate matter as pertains to the campaign.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I saw some people talking about how Trump Jr. had said that he may have met with Russians, but it was never set up. And then in this meeting or in these emails, he says, thank you for setting that up.
Right.
That's a little bit of a quibble in my, from all accounts, nothing happened here. So I don't know. I just don't think it's anything yet. It might turn out to be. This might give Congress enough reason to dive deep into what, other emails.
We'll just put it this way. If we thought it was a snipe hunt before, it's not going away now. So
yeah,
that's all there is to it. And, again, and maybe somebody out there can explain to me, what is the potential legal pitfalls, if any, in regards to any of this? I mean, what's the worst case scenario? I'm not trying to be sarcastic or dismissive of this. I'm honestly curious, because whether it was Trump, whether it was Hillary, if Hillary was in the office, it wouldn't matter. I've lived long enough to see presidential scandals that have come to nothing and just been a big waste of time and been nothing but ink to print for media outlets. So is this one more, or is there actually something at risk here? I don't know. Any thoughts, SDA?
I didn't hear the beginning of the story, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, we can move on to something else unless we have some more to talk about Trump.
No, I think this is just one to watch.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Punisher says, Scribe Light, worst case scenario, Hillary gets elected in 2020. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but they are grooming Chelsea like a mofo to get ready for public office. I tell you what. Mark my words. Yeah. Anyway, the other story that I found that was interesting today, and this is also in the category of a what if, but it's interesting that it's being brought up regardless. Israel's former defense minister thinks Netanyahu will be indicted.
Oh, for what?
Let's find out. Netanyahu's former defense minister tells CNN he believes the Israeli prime minister will be indicted on corruption charges. Quote, too many issues are under investigation, Moshe Ya'alon told CNN's Christiane Amanpour in an interview set to air Tuesday night. Quote, I believe at the end we will witness indictment. Israeli police are conducting 2 investigations linked directly to Netanyahu. A third involves defense procurement conducted during his premiership. Netanyahu has been questioned several times in connection with the first two investigations over suggestions he inappropriately accepted gifts from businessmen overseas and over accusations he made a deal with Arnon Moses, owner of one of Israel's leading newspapers, Yedioth Aharonoth. It sounds like I'm speaking about elder gods from Cthulhu or something or Lovecraft when I say this stuff. That agreement allegedly involved the newspaper toning down its attacks on the prime minister in exchange for Netanyahu ensuring that circulation of a rival paper was reduced. Wow, how very Charles Foster Kane of you.
Mm.
Netanyahu's lawyer has told CNN he does not believe Israel's attorney general will choose to indict the prime minister in connection with either of those cases. Netanyahu has repeatedly denied wrongdoing. Course. The third case under investigation involves the purchase of German submarines and attack boats. Well, now there's a contradiction in notions that I hadn't imagined. The procurements were made during Netanyahu's premiership, but so far he has not been questioned, and the Attorney General has said he is not the target of the investigation. Okay. The decision to buy the German naval vessels in 2015 was opposed by the former defense minister who was serving at the time as Netanyahu's defense minister. Yeah, so that's basically it, which, I mean, it's one guy's opinion. It sounds like the attorney general's less than enthused about the idea. So anyway, I just thought it was an interesting headline. I hadn't heard much about Netanyahu in a while. And given the tumult in the Middle East recently with Qatar and everything else, if Israel suddenly had a leadership crisis, that would be an interesting turn of events.
Yeah, these are all things that I have kind of opinions on them. I've never been the hugest Netanyahu fan. I think there's some good things about the guy. I do think Israel needs a strong leader, but he kind of, in my opinion, takes it too far sometimes.
There was a PBS Frontline recently did a documentary on Netanyahu, on his career and growing up and everything up till about the present. And it's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff there that I lived through but didn't know about because it was happening in a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, his rise to power and all the other things going on in the background was really interesting to watch. So anybody who's interested about Netanyahu, at least from PBS's perspective, go look up the Frontline documentary on him. I think it just came out earlier this year, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, I understand why he does some of the things he does, but it might not be the worst idea to have somebody else in charge over there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
but you don't want somebody who's a complete pushover either, though, because that's the wrong way to go there too.
No, yeah, he was raised to be a zealot on the idea that Israel's existence is forever tenuous and must be defended. That was, and I'm simplifying the whole thing a little bit, but yeah, that's what he was raised on. Okay, well, again, and I'm barring something else happening in the last half an hour.
What just happened there?
I don't know what happened. Your sound went all screwy there for a second.
Oh. So Terry Diamandis told us a joke. He said, if Netanyahu shoots someone, does he use a BB gun?
Oh,
I enjoyed that.
And for those of you that don't know, his nickname is BB.
Yeah, two stories I don't have strong opinions on.
Yeah, but again, it's we're the fifth night in a row where nothing catastrophic has happened. There was a story today that was pretty awful, that is catastrophic in its own right. A special ops forces among 16 dead in a Marine Corps plane crash.
Oh.
Yeah, this happened. I heard this on the radio earlier this morning. So let's see. 7 of the service members killed in a military transport plane crash in Mississippi were from an elite Marine unit based at Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, the Marine Corps said Tuesday. The other 9 Marines killed were from Orange County, New York. County Executive Steve Newhouse said. The KC-130T aircraft was based in New York. Investigators are trying to determine why the plane crashed in western Mississippi's LaFleur County on Monday afternoon. The transport plane carrying 15 Marines and a Navy corpsman or corpsman. I don't know. I'm not. I'm a civilian. I'm a civilian. I don't know how to say this stuff. We're moving personnel and equipment from North Carolina to a Western base to train before deploying. That's basically it. I did hear on the radio this morning that the wreckage was in large pieces and chunks, which goes against the idea that it was an explosion that caused the plane to crash. So it might have been a pilot error or mechanical failure or something else. But they don't know for sure yet. But yeah, that was if there's a horrible thing that happened today, it was that. But we're not talking about hopefully horrible in the sense of, somebody made that happen. So aside from that, unless we have something else to talk about ahead of time, I guess we're into potpourri and then into MSS News.
Cool. Let's do some potpourri.
And in the meantime, chat, if you have stories you'd like us to take a look at and read aloud, please send them to us via Twitter using the hashtag MSSNews, and we will take a look here shortly. So SDA, are you ready for potpourri?
Yeah, I'm good.
Or sorry, Lord of Puppies. Are you ready?
Or penguins.
So we have Blue Whale, Facebook Corpse, I guess I'll call that one, and Saudi Arabia Girls.
Saudi Arabia.
All right, so this is a sign of the times. In our current year, this headline reads, Saudis to allow girls to play sports in public schools. Whereas before, I guess they couldn't, I guess. Saudi Arabia said Tuesday it will grant girls in public schools access to physical education, a decision that comes after years of calls by women across the kingdom demanding greater rights and access to sports. Now, if you had to question whether or not women are restricted from doing things in Saudi Arabia, playing sports. It's the little things, isn't it? The Education Ministry said it will introduce the physical education classes gradually and, quote, in accordance with Islamic Sharia regulations. I don't even know what that means, but I'm scared to know. At least one Saudi activist took to Twitter questioning whether this implied that girls will be required to seek the permission of their male guardians, such as a father, before they can play sports. It was also unclear if the classes would be extracurricular or mandatory. The decision to allow girls to play sports in public schools is significant in Saudi Arabia because women taking part in exercise is still seen as taboo. Some of the kingdom's ultra-conservatives shun the concept of women's exercise as immodest and say it blurs gender lines. It was only 4 years ago that the kingdom formally approved sports for girls in private schools. Women first participated in Saudi Arabia's Olympic team during the 2012 London Games. Despite incremental openings for Saudi women, tight restrictions remain in place. Women are banned from driving and must seek the permission of a male guardian to travel abroad or obtain a passport. Restrictive male guardianship rules give men, usually the father or husband, huge sway over a woman's life in Saudi Arabia. And that's basically it.
Why would anybody live there?
Because they were born there and they have no choice.
They can leave.
Not without a man's permission.
True. Get stuck in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. Do we ever find out what happened to that girl?
She probably deaded.
Yeah, she's probably dead, but I haven't.
Okay, we have remaining Facebook Corpse and Blue Whale.
Blue Whale.
Okay, and this is something that I found out about, or at least the subject of this article, just the other day. I watched a video on a channel called Rainbot, who does a lot of internet creepypasta stuff and like unexplained videos and things like that. But this is a real thing, which boggles my mind. Ghoulish online game urges young people to end their lives.
The fuck?
The family of a Texas teen who hanged himself says their son was involved in a ghoulish online game that calls on participants to complete a series of tasks before taking their own lives. Some schools are so concerned that they are warning parents about the so-called Blue Whale Challenge. Jorge Gonzalez told San Antonio television station WOAI that he wanted to caution others about the game. His son, Isaiah, was found hanging in his bedroom closet Saturday. His cell phone was propped up on a shoe to record his death. A report on the boy's death from the San Antonio Police Department does not mention the challenge, but Gonzalez's family said they pieced together from his social media and communication with friends that he had participated in the game. So this is what I understand of that's the end of the article, but this is what I understand of this thing. First and foremost, it's called blue whale in regards to how some whales will beach themselves in order to kill themselves, a phenomenon that's not fully understood. And how this works, purportedly, again, I mean, it's not an urban legend because they found message boards and things where this goes on. Whether or not the suicides are directly tied to these things is still a matter of sort of like a badly kept secret, in the sense that authorities are loath to confirm that without more proof. But the idea is that on some crazy forums, some of them, I guess, deep web or otherwise, you log in and you find someone who is called like the administrator or something, or the handler or whatever of this, and they give you tasks you have to complete in order, and then at the very end you have to take your life. Now these tasks can range from anything from, you know, doing some crazy stunt and then having to provide proof that you completed the task, and each task gets progressively more complicated, convoluted, or nuts. And it can be as like, you know, spray paint something on your school wall, or do a stunt and take a picture of you doing it and that kind of stuff. And somehow this is a competition or something. I don't claim to understand it, and some people out there know more about it than I do. But supposedly this game has been tied to several suicides, and I forget the number that Rainbot quoted. I think she said it's suspected of being tied to something like 130 suicides, most of them in Russia, where this game apparently originated, but it has spread to other places, obviously. It's weird.
Yeah, it's stupid is what it is. Yeah, if you're playing a game and the object is to kill yourself, you're a dumbass. Don't do that. Just don't.
Yeah, I don't claim to understand how this works. I mean, if you get some impressionable kid who doesn't quite understand the consequences of their actions, because it generally targets teenagers and such like that, or the people that have done it. There was a story of two young teenage girls in Russia, I think it was, that so the other day when I watched this video by Rainbot, she mentioned that there was this girl who took a photo of herself and posted to Facebook just seconds before she threw herself under a train. Nice. And I thought that can't be true. I looked it up. It's absolutely true. And unfortunately, you know, it's one of those things where if you look for it, you will find it. There was a picture of the aftermath of her doing this to herself, and yeah. So now, but again,
say we got a couple of super chats I need to go over.
Sure.
Cryptic Scribe, it's core, not dead. It's not a dead corpse. That's what Odumbo called us. Yeah. Obama got into a lot of shit because he said corpseman.
Oh, yes.
And as the president of the United States, he should know that it's corpsman.
Well, thankfully, I'm not president of the United States, so.
Yeah, if you didn't, it's easy if you did not grow up around the military to not be able to say that. And the other one was from Sanguine. Thank you so much. If you die in the game, you die in real life. Yeah. It's a dumbass game. Don't play it. And if you have children, you might want to check what they're doing online.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Okay, and lastly, we have another sort of dire one. This is why I hope that MSS News has lots of Florida man stuff, because the stuff that captures my attention, unfortunately, is pretty morbid. Facebook video prompt search for missing student's body. A search prompted by a Facebook video suggesting that the body of a West Virginia college student last seen in 2002 is buried in Ohio has begun in a southeastern part of the state. Lawrence County Sheriff Jeff Lawless said the FBI is leading the search that began Monday for the body of Marshall University student Samantha Burns and continued Tuesday near Chesapeake, across the river from Huntington, West Virginia. Now, what set this off is what I'm wondering. In the Facebook video alleging her body is buried in the Lawrence County property, who's the man? Okay, I guess the man in the video. The man says he met and married a woman several months ago. He says his new wife wouldn't let him clear an area of the property where they lived so he could build a pond. He said she later told him Burns's body and other bodies are buried on the property where he wanted to dig. Okay. I'm just going to stop there.
His new wife told him this?
Yeah, apparently so. He married some lady. She's like, yeah, don't build a pond over there. That's where all the bodies are buried. I think divorce might be in the realm of things to do at that point.
I don't even know how I would react to that kind of information.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I would grab the keys and run. Well, maybe not. I would do it sly because you don't want to set her off.
Well, I'd probably want to record it first and then try to find out who they were because maybe there's a reward.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go on to MSS News because God knows I'm already depressed just reading that stuff because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with either one of those stories, but you know, what do I know? Let's see. Oh, let's start off with something interesting. This comes from staff reporter Colleen Bernier. Museum finds cases of 2-century-old wine in its cellar.
Damn.
Okay. A restoration project at a New Jersey museum unearthed cases of wine nearly as old as the United States. The Liberty Hall Museum in Union says it discovered almost 3 full cases of Madeira wine, a fortified wine dating to 1796, while it was restoring its wine cellar. The museum has a wine cellar? Okay. NewJersey.com reports the museum also found 24 demijohns, large glass jugs sometimes used for holding spirits, dating to the 1820s. The museum said the monetary value of the wine cannot be made public.
Why?
Okay. Yeah, why not? If anybody in the chat knows what a bottle of Madeira in 1796 would go for, please let us know, and we'll multiply that by 3 cases. Let's see. The museum, originally constructed in 1760, was built as a country home for New York lawyer William Livingston. He served in the First and Second Continental Congress, becoming New Jersey's first elected governor, and was a signatory to the Constitution. Okay. I think you need to put Nicolas Cage on the case here because it sounds like it's a national treasure.
It does. Sounds like there's probably a buried treasure map in those bottles.
Now I can't read this because it's a video, but a video was posted either yesterday or today that shows, I guess it's a series where parents explain things to kids. And this particular episode is parents explaining masturbation to their children. And several people have sent this to me saying, will you do a video on this? And I looked at the viewer count on the thing and it's like, yeah, this thing has 56,000 dislikes or whatever. I think this is a bit too overexposed for my kind of material, but hey, have at it. It's a little, it's not, I don't know if it's, I haven't watched the whole thing. I don't know if it's more or less disturbing than, you know, drag queen day on Queer Kids stuff or Hennessy in front of the 6th graders, but it does look awkward.
How old are these kids?
They look to be 6th grade-ish, and some of the things that they're showing
in the masturbation video.
Yeah, how old are they? Did
No,
they say?
they look like they're 6 or so.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know. They're definitely not 10 or 11.
Yeah, they're showing off dildos and stuff to these kids.
For the record, nobody ever told me how to masturbate. I figured that out all on my own.
Yeah, instant.
And I don't think I personally would want my parents to sit me down and go, okay, this is how you rub your wang. That's creepy as fuck. No.
You might almost be quoting the dad in the video because he's like listing off all of the slang terms for it to the kid. I don't even know if it's his kid. I hope so. I mean, not that it makes it better necessarily, but at least it doesn't make it as creepy, I guess. Except they're doing it on camera with toys and Kleenex and lotion. This is really, I don't know. I shouldn't be shocked by this kind of stuff anymore, but I still remain just flabbergasted at some of the things people will do at kids.
I don't understand why they would do this.
Like I said, apparently this is a series on this YouTube channel where you have parents explaining awkward subjects to their children or to children. I'm not quite sure which. This is just the latest. I guess there were things like explaining. I remember I saw one and there was like a mother explains having sex to her daughter or something.
No, why? No.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, I would check this channel out. Maybe I'll do a video about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Next story also comes from staff reporter Colleen Bernier. Man charged in mailing of severed finger and fake bomb to IRS. Okay, an Olympia, Washington man who authorities say mailed one of his fingers to the IRS is now facing federal charges.
His own finger?
Yeah, the Seattle SeattleP.com, I don't know. PI, sorry. The SeattlePI.com reported Monday that 68-year-old Normand Lefevre, or Levere, I don't know what the hell it is, was charged with mailing a threat to was charged with mailing a threat to injure after IRS workers in Ogden, Utah discovered a package containing a fake bomb. Okay. That was an awkward long sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Charging papers also say he sent his finger, a bullet, and a marijuana joint to tax collectors in 2016.
Maybe so that's just how his people pay for things.
Yeah, this is how he's moved up in the world. He started with a finger, a bullet, and a marijuana joint, and then he went to a fake bomb this year. Every year he's got to up his game, I guess.
He sent his own finger? That is fucking hardcore.
I don't know what that means.
Timothy Seelbeck, thank you. Barbarito Tarantes, 1795, 2 bottles per lot. This lot was offered in finest and rarest wines and spirits on 9 December 2016 at Christie's in New York, Rockefeller Plaza, and was sold for $19,600. So we're looking at about 60 grand for the 3. Or well, they were cases or just bottles?
Cases.
Oh, so yeah, a fuck ton more than that.
Yeah, okay, fuck ton more than that necessarily.
Especially the math on that. Thank you so much, Timothy.
And especially given the context and where they were found and everything else and who they belonged to, presumably, probably a lot more. Let's see. Court documents say Lariviere, whatever, has been upset with the IRS since he was laid off in the 1990s from his job as a civilian defense contractor. He began filing grievances with federal agencies related to the Department of Defense, saying he shouldn't have to pay taxes because the government hadn't satisfied his claims. Charging papers say Levere told investigators he made and sent the fake bomb. He remains jailed. Okay. 68 cut off his own finger.
That is a hardcore protest right there.
That's something.
The fake bomb, don't do that shit. If you send them a bullet, that's not going to hurt anybody, probably. But your own finger, that's badass. I kind of respect him for that part.
Let's see. This one comes.
I hope it was his middle finger.
that would be funny. That would be funny if that's what it was. It's like the middle finger, a bullet, and a marijuana joint. This one comes from staff reporter Jack Cochran. And we have a Florida woman story. Yay. Police, naked Instagram model refused to leave Clearwater Hotel and hit officer.
No.
A California-based Instagram model was arrested on charges she hit a police officer and resisted arrest, all while nude and roaming the Edge Hotel last week. Perfect name for a hotel in that situation. Brissa Dominguez Garcia, 25, shouldn't have even been at the waterfront hotel, Clearwater police wrote in a report. When she was asked to leave, she refused, a hotel manager told officers. It was 4:20 a.m. on Wednesday. When police tried to hand her a towel to cover up, she used it, quote, in a whipping motion to strike an officer in the face, the report said. She then started kicking, police said, and even throwing a mule kick to strike the officer trying to calm her down. Dominguez Garcia has more than 74,000 followers on Instagram, where she posts a mix of professional photos and selfies under the username Bay Batty Bree. Oh, let's go look. Because I'm a man.
I'm a
Yeah, she's not bad looking, I guess, for a nutball.
Her top lip is funky.
Is it?
Funky.
Oh, in the booking photo?
Mugshot.
Yeah. Let's see. At the same time that Wednesday night, police were responding to a man who was walking around the hotel drunk and naked. It's unclear if the two incidents were related.
There's a lot of naked people at this hotel.
She's being held on $10,250 in bail. Wow. Okay. Or she made her bail. She made $10,250 in bail. Wow. All right. I guess Instagram pays something, or at least her fans do. I'm looking at her Instagram page, and yeah, she's got a pretty fit body, as it were.
She has a fat ass.
She does.
Damn.
Yeah, that is a booty, as they say. I don't think I could have sounded more white by saying that.
You could not have sounded more white.
That is a booty, as they say. Okay.
You guys can check it out. I put it in the chat there for you. Hey, Cog, how's it going?
Let's see. Wow, I got to say, staff reporter Colleen Bernier is just all over the place on MSS News.
Well, several people have asked me to make sure you read their articles, and I'm just not seeing them.
Let's see.
Because I sort it by latest, and it
yeah, me too.
Used to just run forever, and now it gives you an ending spot. And I'm not, like Scotch asked to make sure we read his, and I don't see it.
Okay.
So sorry, guys. We'd love to read your stuff, but Twitter's fucking up on us.
Okay, this one is from. Sorry, go ahead.
Your boy Pat was one of the ones who asked me to make sure.
Yeah, I remember he posted one, but
it's about the plus size model who read the guy's text on the plane and then confronted him at the end.
Yeah,
we covered this story a couple of days ago.
Yeah, last week I think.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
This one's from Knight of Charlemagne, the artist who did my updated avatar. Plug. This comes from Breitbart. French Archbishop on the Great Replacement. Quote, Muslims calmly tell you France will be theirs one day. Okay. The Roman Catholic Archbishop of Strasbourg, Luc Ravel, has called attention to the demographic shift in France, saying Muslims are having far more children than French natives, and slammed the widespread promotion of abortion. The Archbishop of Strasbourg went against the grain of church leaders in France who have largely remained politically correct on the issue of demographic changes occurring in the country. He said the rising birth rate of Muslims in France was leading to what prolific French writer Renaud Camus has termed, quote, the Great Replacement, French conservative magazine Valeurs Actuelles reports. Quote, Muslim believers know very well that their birth rate is such that today they call it the Great Replacement. They tell you in a very calm, very positive way that one day all of this, it will be ours, he said. The concept of the Great Replacement was coined in 2010 in a speech given by Camus and then later in his 2011 political book, The Great Replacement. Camus defined the Great Replacement as the transition of a society, often through mass migration, and a few generations in which the names of places remain the same, but the people and their values totally change. Okay. Well, there you go. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, Scott, I am not seeing anything. The only one that does come to that's jumping out and getting my attention is one from our very own SDA, which is a good segue into our YouTube time.
Oh, very well then.
SDA, do you want to start us off?
So I'm officially a person because I had a hit piece written about me.
Yes.
Did you want to read it or shall I?
You can read it. I don't want to read it.
Oh boy.
Real quick, thank you, Sanguine. Well, it is just France. They're kind of known for ending up other people's pits.
Indeed.
So that's true.
Thank you so much.
So I have a very tangential connection to this story existing because it's my fault that SDA found the video that she did a response to. I know. I was like, I was looking for content and I found this one on writing and I was like, oh, well, SDA is a much more prolific writer right now than I am. And I thought she might like it. And what do you know? So here's...
Look what you did, you fucking...
I know. And this...
Damn.
And from no less a publication than Teen Vogue.
I'm so excited about this.
This is amazing.
I think the only person who was like, oh my God, are you okay, was my mom. And everybody else has been like, oh, congratulations. And I'm like, I know, it's awesome.
All right,
it is awesome. And I am sorry that you got shit on by this fuckface, but it is awesome.
Oh, no. So cool. No, I've had a couple of comments on the video that I made about her that are like, I was going to come here to yell at you. Then I watched your video.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Well.
All right. So the headline to this article is, "What Being Trolled Taught Me About Diversity." After recording a video on writing diversity, Lily Mead was trolled by another YouTube user and their fans. And this is written by, and the author of this article is Lily Mead. So she gave her own subtitle with her own name in it as though she were talking in the third person. But anyway, I love it. Okay, here we go. "Sometimes the most obvious reactions are the ones you expect the least." Okay. "When I first created my YouTube channel, my initial intent was to build a platform for my future publishing career. I tried to structure my early videos around books and writing, but somewhere along the way, probably when I admitted that I might disappear from the internet entirely because of impending homelessness, my videos became a lot more personal. This is both a good thing and a bad thing. YouTube viewers engage a lot more when they feel connected to a creator, but making videos more personal means any criticism, or even outright hatred, feels a lot more pointed. So I am not surprised that someone disagreed with me so vehemently as to download my newly uploaded video, cut it into clips, and comment on it for 15 minutes on their own channel. The video topic was even less surprising. My video was titled, 'Tips on Writing People of Color, Writing Diversity.'"
Can I just, real quick, she gets upset. Well, she primes all of this by saying that she started talking about her personal life, so all of the reaction and all of the criticism is more personal. And I didn't attack her personally once in the video.
Mm-hmm.
But by adding that in there, it makes you like, oh my God, this is awful. So I'm just saying, there's a lot of manipulation. And Scribe, have you read the article yet?
No, this is the first time I'm reading it all the way through.
Okay, well, there's definitely going to be some parts where you say, I'm going to read it as it is written.
I am the Lord of, I will read it as it is written. Okay, the reaction video featuring a thumbnail of a snapshot of my face with a black sensor across my eyes was titled Writing Diversity.
No, a black sensor.
Stop. SDA does that for all of her videos. She puts a black bar across it with a...
I haven't done it recently, but in my video response I was like, look, all of them are censored, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Like
this
that
bitch. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to make a response video now.
Well, here's the thing. The very next thing she says. More pointedly, written in all caps across the sensor on my face. Yeah. Writing black people. I really should have guessed that my first truly controversial video might be about diversity. I'm an aspiring young adult novelist, and within the YA industry, there is a lot of discussion about diversity in fiction, or really in media of any sort. That was why I made the video in the first place. The conversation around diversity, like all discussions that deal with oppression or marginalized voices, can very easily become a charged discussion. Of course they can. People have sometimes been too afraid to ask questions for fear of being attacked or shamed for not knowing the answer in the first place. It's not my job to educate you. I won't. No, I'll stop. Okay. Sorry, I'm just having these flashbacks to videos I've watched in the last 2 days. At issue is the central question, really, of who gets to inhabit another person's skin and what use is it okay to make from it. Okay.
This is our aspiring writer.
Okay. Can a white woman write about a black woman? Can a black American write about an immigrant? Yes and yes. There are extremes on either side. There are people who believe that fiction or representations in media can't harm anyone in real life. Yes. And people who believe that, for example, white people shouldn't even consider writing outside of their race, both because they are bound to screw it up and because that alone is a form of exploitation. I wonder on which subject, I wonder which one our author here falls down on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, the next paragraph. I don't subscribe to either belief. To a certain extent, writing fiction always asks that you inhabit someone else's skin, that you speak with someone else's voice. Very true. My goal was to make a video answering common questions and encourage discussion. Just because there is a chance of getting it wrong does not mean you shouldn't try to do it right. I generally agree. Okay. Within hours of posting my video, because I do a today filter on the videos I look for, someone put my belief to the test. A user identifying herself only as some dumb American hacked apart my initial video in order to deride, criticize, and diminish its message. And by extension, me.
No. No.
Yeah.
But no.
You were actually you weren't personal.
No, you remember I talked to both of you about this before I made this video. I was like, I'm going to be nice. I'm not going to put the link in the description because I don't want people to go bother her. The first 15 seconds of this video is me saying, if you, for whatever reason, feel the overwhelming urge to be mean, do it here. Don't go to her video to do it.
Yep.
I mean, that's not in the article, but it's in the video.
In the first 2 days after she posted her manipulation of my video message, her followers attacked and insulted my viewers and I online, all for having the gall to suggest that representation, as opposed to appropriation, requires sensitivity and thought. Above all, she took issue with the idea that some topics might not be appropriate to write, or even whether or not harmful representation in media can be damaging in real life. Oh shit. Okay, here now, I love this line already. This woman wore my skin, not to understand my experience, but in order to demean it.
Oh yeah. Gross. Gross. So gross. Yeah. Oh my God.
As we know, SDA is a Native American because of the war paint. She has scalped this woman and she wore her head as a hat.
Right? Like,
apparently.
It's awful.
What is she? Okay, okay, and of course I'm biased here, but what is she talking about? You didn't diminish her message. You critiqued it. You didn't wear her skin. It's not like you wrote a story starring Lily Mead and wrote with her voice.
Oh no. I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay, well, here's her explanation, I suppose, is for the wearing my skin thing. By taking apart my image and distorting it to twist my video to do or comment on whatever she wanted without caring how her portrayal represented me or my intent. Okay, hold on a second. It's called criticism, Lily Mead. It's called criticism. If you submit...
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. I don't mean to jump in there. Intent doesn't fucking matter. Your intent doesn't matter. You can, if you intend to make the world a better place by, you know, enslaving people, your intent still doesn't fucking matter. You did something stupid. In this case, she made a really dumb fucking video. SDA was very nice to her. She didn't attack her at all. She just went after the stupid shit the woman said. It doesn't matter that she intended to write something or to make a good video. She made a shitty video and got called out for it. These fucking people these days are so thin-skinned, for fuck's sake. Sorry, I didn't mean to rant there.
No,
Jesus,
but
I'm sanguine. So this article and the video were about how this author takes Cox too hard and throwing a fit over SDA's view on Cox. Yes. Thank you, Snowstorm. Who wants to get graped in the face?
Real quick,
it's the rapist.
I missed one earlier from Mashishu who said, yes. Ranting Monkey, my story was about a woman that set her boyfriend on fire and then put him out with urine.
Jesus.
I hope that shows up in the feed tomorrow so we can cover it.
So my question is, this is melodrama. This first sentence of this paragraph here: by taking apart my image and distorting it to twist my video or to do or comment on whatever she wanted without caring how her portrayal represented me or my intent, she is a perfect example of the hurtful and dishonest representation I was warning against. Yes, you are the greatest American hero for being butthurt that you put something out into the public square and someone had something to say in response to it, and took great pains to let everyone know this was a response to your ideas, not to you, the person. Did she even watch the video, I wonder?
I don't think she really did.
She's described the thumbnail, which you can do by just looking at the link. Did she watch the video?
If you remember when this went down, didn't she get shitty with you almost immediately?
Oh yeah, no, she tried to take my video down.
Yeah.
She was asking people how she could get the video taken down. And she immediately got upset and was like, you didn't put the link. And so I put the link in there right away, because I didn't put it in there because I didn't want her to get a bunch of hate. And let's face it, I mean, Bering, I say this in my video that I just put up, Bering has been dealing with all sorts of shit for over a year because some people were like, you put links in the videos and that's inciting harassment.
Yep.
Right.
So I was like, maybe I'll be less of a dick or something, and maybe it'll help. I don't know. And, you know, now it's then she said, I want the link on the video. So I put the link on the video, and she doesn't mention that I updated that at all. And I even said, if you want to talk, we can. And then she blocked me. So
well, I mean, I haven't finished the article yet. I have a sneaking suspicion we are not going to hear anything in this article actually talking about what you said, just the existence of this thing. Because as I'm scanning forward,
it's like you're psychic.
Well, speaking of psychics, interesting you should say that. Here's the next paragraph. Just as in fictional representation, the root of the problem comes down to an absence of empathy. She wanted to own and manipulate the narrative of my hard work and education for her own profit. That, ultimately, is the difference between representation and appropriation. It is the difference between seeking to embody a person or experience versus simply twisting them around to make a point, regardless of whether or not the point has any basis in reality. You have no idea what SDA was thinking. You have a video that apparently you haven't even watched. You do not know about her empathy. You do not know about her wants or needs.
I would argue that you do know about my level of empathy, because I explicitly said, please don't go be mean to this person.
No, she didn't watch the video. I honestly do not think she watched the video. I think she heard from her friends what it was about. She saw the thumbnail. She assumed it was something awful, because so far she hasn't quoted or tried to counter anything you've said in the video. Now, I haven't finished the article. We've still got a few paragraphs left. Maybe we'll get there, but let's see. Most of the comments that followed her video argued that I was stifling creativity by giving advice, and even accused me of being a true racist. Still, I attempted to engage with the people who did more than simply cast slurs in my inbox. I had a very polite conversation with one of her viewers, so polite that he asked me if I'd consider engaging in a dialogue with some dumb American. Surprisingly, this question bothered me much more than did the stranger who called me a cunt. I didn't even know how to respond, because ultimately, his request revealed another critical truth. Oh, I can't wait for this. That by inviting me into a dialogue, he was asserting the value of her opinion and the importance of treating it with thought and care. You mean empathy? Do you mean empathy? Do you have an absence of empathy? Yet my opinion was dissected, distorted, ridiculed, and minimized. How? How?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Maybe she did watch it. Okay. In the
wait,
1st.
1 second. Yes. Crazy opinion. Thank you so much. SDA just watched your videos on her. Clearly, she's lying. Yeah, she is. But go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So maybe she did watch it. Okay. In the first seconds of Some Dumb American's monologue, she went out of her way to introduce me as insignificant in comparison, refusing to link my original video, despite quoting it in its entirety within her own because I was, quote, so much smaller than her. You nutbag. Do you understand YouTube etiquette at all?
That's not what I said. I wasn't like she's insignificant and awful. Honestly, if I thought that you were so insignificant that you weren't worth anything, I wouldn't have responded to you.
Well, she quotes so much smaller. Did you say the phrase so much smaller?
Let me go listen to like the first 5 seconds of this video.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm honestly like, I might have.
Thank you, Snowstorm. You guys see the video of Vegan Gains dumpster diving. We will get to that.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Now, just for those that don't know, and even I'm sort of a novice at this, the YouTube etiquette generally is, if you are a channel with subscriber number X, and X is greater than subscriber number Y of your subject, it is usually, especially if you're doing some kind of critique or commentary or something, it is usually courteous to do as much as you can not to risk your potential mob of followers to go towards another smaller channel that, might not be used to it. So it's just one of those things.
It depends.
It does depend.
Some people, there's the concept of punching up and punching down and all of that, but I always link the video that I'm, oh no, it's okay. I always link the video that I am responding to, simply because I don't want anybody to say, oh, you took them out of context.
Yes.
I leave it there so people can go look. But I also have a really nice audience that doesn't go dogpile people.
Yeah.
I do know some people think the way that you were just mentioning, if you're a big channel and you do report on a smaller one, don't put the link. I know some people who don't put the link no matter what. I don't think there's a definitive rule on that.
No, there's no rule.
So the exact quote is, I'm not going to put the link because this channel is so much smaller than mine. If you're going to be mean, please do it here. Don't go bother other people, blah, 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 blah. That's the exact quote from my video.
So she took you out of context. Imagine that. Okay. This is almost done. And no, I don't want to watch a video with Halle Berry. Thank you, Teen Vogue. There can be no dialogue when only one person's voice is worthy of being heard. Why would I ask for her thoughts now when mine were immediately disregarded in the first place? Why was the burden to reach out my responsibility? Why is it my job, even as some suggested my duty, to treat her opinions with respect and open-mindedness when she is excused from treating mine with contempt? By pirating them, literally by cutting them apart and ridiculing them.
Pirating them.
There are
you fucking bitch.
Pirating them.
I'm sorry.
No, okay, almost done. 3 more paragraphs, or almost. There are issues of how we speak and also issues of how we listen and to whom. I came out of this experience no worse for wear. Really? Because it sure sounds like you got your feelings hurt. And actually several hundred followers ahead on 2 separate platforms. But that's not always the case. Are you saying that she brought you attention that benefited your channels? I can't say the same for people of color senselessly killed because of a culture of fear and hatred reinforced by media that rarely paints Muslims as anything other than terrorists, black men and women as anything other than thugs. What the fuck are you talking about? What the? No, this offends my fucking intelligence.
Yeah.
You but have also that run-on sentence, right?
Really and the last 2 sentences. Like I said, it's a difficult subject to talk about. Well, you had no problem going on for 5 pages about it. Thank you, some dumb American, for giving me the opportunity and for demonstrating what doing it badly looks like.
Doing what badly?
Yep.
You need an antecedent for your pronouns, bitch. Sorry.
This is why SDA was late. She was finishing up her response to this.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've had a kind of a frustrating day, so I'm sorry I was a little funky. I just really wanted to finish it, but it doesn't sound as bad as it actually is when you read it, because Scribe was reading it out loud and he was putting the pauses and ending sentences where they should have been ending. but for this article, like the amount of of dashes
Yes.
she uses.
There's a lot of dashes.
There, and there's a time and place to use a good dash. I like a good dashing, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was being kind in my recitation. This is true. But
if you were to read it how it is written, you wouldn't be able to understand anything that's happening.
Yeah, I do not believe that outside of the first 15 seconds, she actually watched the video. If she wanted to try to have an adult reaction to this, she should have written an article and gone over SDA's counterpoints one by one to try to expand on what she meant if she did not express herself clearly in the first place.
This is one line that I found funny as far as, I guess, like, phrasing is concerned. Why is it my job, even as some suggested my duty, okay, that needs to be commas, sweetie, to treat her opinions with respect and open-mindedness while she is excused from treating mine with contempt? While she is excused from treating mine with that
Who's on Teen Vogue?
That means that I'm being given permission not to treat yours with contempt. And in the video, I'm like, I don't think you're saying what you think you're saying. I don't think that's what you meant.
And what does she mean excused? You have an article on Teen Vogue taking her to task for your opinion on her opinion.
Yeah.
How is she getting away with this?
And Teen Vogue didn't contact me or anything for a statement or something like that. And this article was published on July 6th. So somebody linked it to me in a comment. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known.
So is she a writer for the magazine or is she just a contributor? I don't understand.
I think this was like a random contributing thing.
Okay.
I mean, she needs to learn how to grammar before she can publish anything, because if she gets an editor that's worth anything, he's not going to edit. He's just going to beat you with your manuscript and then be like, clean this shit up and then come back. So
let's see. My writing has been, I looked up her name in her website. It says, my writing has been published in Bustle and Teen Vogue. Let's see. She's an aspiring young adult novelist represented by the incredible Elena Roth Parker of the Laura Dale Literary Agency. Okay.
Lucky Seven said she can work at CNN.
Hey, they do need
absolutely.
Do need a fiction writer. They do have an ad up for a fiction writer.
Well, no, and that's something that Bae said that made me laugh. She was like, "Well, she is looking to publish fiction."
Yeah.
So good for you. You got your first fiction piece published.
Yeah, that was a shit article. I read it earlier when you linked it like that. Fuck her. She makes it sound like I made a video about her, not you. Jesus Christ.
Well, the thing that I guess a thing that pisses me off the most, it is obvious that either there's two possibilities here. Either she didn't watch the entire video, or she did watch the entire video and has no response to anything SDA said. Has no counterpoint. Either way, this article is a bunch of whining, abstract bullshit. I mean, if you actually, there's nothing substantive in the entire thing about responding to someone responding to her. I mean, if you want to critique a critique, this is the point at which an adult would say, hey, let's have a conversation, because it's not like SDA attacked her personally. SDA doesn't know her personally. What's she going to attack? She's critiquing the things she said, the ideas and concepts and claims she was making.
Well, and even if you listen, even if you just look at the wording that she used to describe what I did, hack apart.
Yeah.
It sounds almost violent when all I did was make a response video. And that's obviously on purpose.
Several people are asking if me or Scribe are going to make a response video. I'm not going to. SDA can handle this on her own.
Yeah.
And if I did it, it would bring about a lot of hate.
There's not much more of a response video I could make than what I've already done here on the stream. I mean, reading it and just the obvious, outward ire that I have for not her. I don't know who she is. All I know is that there's this video where she puts her ideas out in the public square. SDA came in, and as socially responsible, mature as you possibly could with the awareness of how YouTube can work sometimes, gave as much of a preamble of this is not about attacking this person, this is about talking about the ideas, and then proceeded to do so. And then have this person come in and completely mischaracterize what happened on the basis of probably not even watching what it is that she's complaining about. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter your age, your race, your gender, it doesn't matter. If that is how you approach a problem, you are not acting like an adult. You're acting like a spoiled little brat.
Something that was, sorry.
Oh, thank you, Snowstorm. I only read Teen Vogue for the anal sex articles.
Yay!
Something that was funnier was that I said, "Oh my God, guys, I have an article in Teen Vogue," and
Right.
I tagged them. I woke up this morning, I checked my phone, and I saw a notification that was like Teen Vogue liked your tweet, and then I opened it and it was gone, and I'm like, fuck, I wish I had screen capped that. Because I guess they were like, oh yes, a person, and then they were like, oh shit, the person we were smack talking. Never mind. I just thought it was funny.
Quill asked, when did Ranting Monkey, when did bringing hate ever stop you? I don't mind it if I'm bringing it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So that would cause problems for SDA, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Data Wasteland said SDA attacked. Who, what, when, where? I transposed those last two words. Sorry about that. We were just talking about it. Teen Vogue. Teen Vogue did a article about her. I'll throw the link. Yeah, I'll throw the link in the description.
Well, not so much about her, but just attacking her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see how much. Let's see if your subscriber count takes a spike up as a result of this.
I doubt
that would be
it.
awesome. I hope it
That would be
does.
funny. So what
unless
happened?
somebody a lot bigger than me covered it.
Yeah.
It probably won't.
So tell. You kind of mentioned this earlier, but you had people that came in as a result of seeing this article and then were friendly to you as a result, even though they came in expecting something different?
Yeah, I can just read you the comment verbatim.
Sure.
Let me just find it.
Knight of Charlemagne. Somehow I don't think this would rise to Philly D attention. No offense to SDA.
I told everybody to tweet it to him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you never know. It'd be funny if it did.
Well, at the very least, it'll get attention.
Now watch SDA get 15,000 new subscribers in the next 24 hours.
And then she won't talk to us anymore. She'll be too famous.
Yep, pretty much.
I mean, just because you don't think it's big enough doesn't mean you can't try.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I told my wife.
Fuck, where is it? Hold on, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. The link is in the link is in the description now, guys.
Okay.
Okay, so it says, I feel really bad for you. It is clear you don't see the potential negative implications of this video. The content you posted does fall under trolling, but your intent doesn't. If you're wondering why I'm saying this, it's because I found your video through an article by Lily published in Teen Vogue. Your video is clearly linked, and you were called a troll with essentially anti-racial beliefs. Seeing the video, I feel you have some prejudices, but more from ignorance than outright hate or trolling. I mean, I disagree with that, but I mean, you ended this video by asking about people's favorite fiction. You clearly are not trying to start an online race war. After reading the article, I went to your video with the intent of telling you off, but after listening, you're just a kid with a camera running her mouth. Many have done that before you, and many after you will. I'm not a fan of what you said, but it's not worth losing hairs over. I'll leave a link to the article at the bottom so you can read it for yourself if you want. I'm kind of sorry that you're mixed up in this, but it was Lily's choice to post her video, and it was yours to post yours. It was your choice to post yours. Yeah. So, and that's how I found the article.
Must not respond.
By someone being like, I came here to be mad at you, and then never mind.
I'm kind of mad at you, but not as mad at you.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like she agrees with what I said. Obviously, she doesn't, but
yeah,
you know, it's a big step down from you're a horrible person who wants to start a race war to I think you're just an idiot.
It's not something like, yeah, it wasn't what I was told it was, and Lily was being hyperbolic beyond words, but I still don't agree with you. It's you're just you're dumb.
You're a dumb
and,
kid.
and Lily's still in and Lily's still in a good place, I guess. I don't know.
Lily's a cunt. I just want to say that. So SDA had a very exciting day on YouTube. What about you, Scribe?
Well, I didn't do anything on YouTube today, really. I found a new video. So early this morning, I woke up way too early, and so I chopped up the raw video of the next one I'm going to produce. I recorded the audio for it when I got home from work today. This is the one that is the commencement speech to a graduating class in Oregon being given by the person who coined the phrase white fragility, talking about class and race and a bunch of other things. I will probably be assembling that tomorrow. I should have it out tomorrow, hopefully, if it all gets done. And then over the course of today, I found a different video to work on, which is another one of my most favorite subjects to look at, and that is the an interview with a chief diversity and inclusion officer of a major company, telling us how being a chief diversity officer works, and contradicting themselves 3 times in the first like 5 minutes, which is wonderful. And I'll have that out probably this weekend, I'm thinking. That's my news.
Cool. Did I do anything on? Did I fucking do anything today? No, I did not. No, I didn't. I played video games last night. That's right.
Do we have any YouTube drama to talk about?
Wait, I did go to SDA's video last night, or her live stream, and she bopped my ass. So I left and went and played video games. And in fairness, I deserve that. I so did.
I don't even remember what you said. I just know that you deserved it.
I was talking about pubic hairs and pubic lice. And
oh, yeah. No, you fucking deserved that. I don't regret it. I love you, but fuck you.
I know. I had no problem with it. And if I didn't have a video game I wanted to play, I would have stuck around and just done it some more.
I popped in and said something about Burt Reynolds, and then I left.
Nice. So now we get to talk about the YouTube drama. And we are going to start with my favorite one. Did you guys see Vegan Gain's latest video?
No.
Or Bering's video about it?
I saw the thumbnail. I did not watch it yet. No.
Well, in his debate with No Bullshit, No Bullshit kept pushing Vegan Gains, saying that if he actually believed the crap he was saying, he would go freegan. And if you don't know what freegan is, they're like vegans, except for they eat trash. They don't.
What?
Yeah, they don't go out and buy food. They only eat what they can find. So Vegan Gain's latest video shows him going out with some of his friends to go dumpster diving for food. And it gets better. It gets so much better. They're in the dumpster and they're digging through and they find some bread. And they pick it up and they're, oh my God, look at this. It doesn't expire until October. The date on it said July 10, 2017. All they paid attention to was where it said 10/7/2017. Yeah. So they think this bread is going to be good until October. I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but holy fuck, I laughed so hard watching this, because if you talk to anybody about Vegan Gains, even people who hate him, what they will tell you is that he's a nutrition expert. He knows his shit when it comes to nutrition. The guy can't read a fucking expiration date. Do not take advice from this fucking idiot.
What kind of bread can survive 4 months?
Apparently, vegan trash bread can last that long.
Wow. Amazing.
You have to watch Bering's take on it. It is funny as fuck. If Bering hadn't made a video, I would have, because Lady Monkey pointed it out to me, and oh my God, it's so fucking funny. It is. Oh, and in his trash find, he found sausage too. Vegan sausage.
Ugh,
So
gross.
if you're a fan
So
of vegan
wait,
gains, you might-
see vegan sausage, he looked down his own pants?
yeah, apparently.
Okay.
Ew.
If you're a fan of vegan gains, you might want to take him in while you can, because he's gonna fucking die.
Ugh.
He's gonna old ass fucking sausage he found in a dumpster, put it on bread that he thinks is good until October, and fucking die. Timothy Seelbeck, thank you. Hardtack, yeah, technically, I guess that would be
Hardtack. Well, suddenly I'm back in playing Oregon Trail all of a sudden.
Oh my god, it was just so funny that
That's
them
gross.
missing the point on the expiration date, because how can you not know how expiration dates work?
I don't know.
Well,
You know,
aren't they in
especially-
Canada?
Blame
Well,
Canada.
yeah,
Yeah, but does Canada? Like,
they were
do
looking.
it-
It had an expiration date on it.
I know, but like,
Canadian
did it?
last longer.
What?
I said Canadian bread doesn't last any longer.
I know, but like, what's the order? Do they do the date the same order that we do it here? Because we do it like what we would do it like 7, 10, 17.
Well, even if they did it different, he's Canadian, so he should expect it that way.
Oh yeah, okay.
Thank you. The next 6 minutes. Proof vegan gains. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. Proof vegan gains equals dumpster fire waiting to happen. Yes, yes, yes. Also, thank you, Sanguine. Also, ship's biscuits. Yeah, neither one of these apply. So, yeah, dumpster diving for food. That's apparently, I will give him credit, because he's doing this because no bullshit pointed out. Yeah, he's kind of a fucking hypocrite. If you want to go all the way, go all the way. But yeah, he's gonna die. We had some other YouTube drama today. Tariq Nasheed apparently got his channel terminated.
Oh.
I've heard various different reasons why. I haven't verified any of them, so I'm not going to speak to that. But yeah, his channel did get taken away. Was there anything else? I think that's all I remember. Did you guys have anything else for YouTube time, or should we turn this? We have 3 minutes if you guys want to do a deep topic.
Be good.
Otherwise, we can turn it over to chat.
I think
and have some
our
fun with
deep
that.
topic has been covered from the article and everything.
SDA was our deep topic tonight. That's cool. Ryan Walters, thank you so much. Vegan gains logic. Meat is bad for you, but garbage healthy. I'm enjoying this more than I should, because vegan gains is an asshole. I just, how the fuck do you not know how to read an expiration date? And what bread? Okay, outside of the military or, you know, the 1400s, what bread lasts for 4 fucking months? Chat, this is your time. Questions, comments, concerns. Throw them out there. We'll do our best to answer what you say to us.
This is sort of a short, deep
Randy?
topic while we're waiting for questions.
Sure.
But I'm just really happy about this, because yesterday I wrote chapter 10 of my book, which is like longer than any of the other chapters, but it's probably my favorite. And it's really good, and I'm happy about it. So
Your boy Pat, D-Ray conceited ass thinks a bad ape resembles him. Did you guys see this story?
no.
No, I don't think so.
D-Ray is a Black Lives Matter activist.
Oh, D-Ray McKesson.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Yes. And there's a picture from the new Planet of the Apes movie where there is an ape that you can see who's wearing a blue puffy vest. Well, D-Ray always wears a blue puffy vest. So apparently, the people who made Planet of the Apes are just calling him a monkey.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally the message that Hollywood intends to send out into the world. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh, my wife just called somebody a cunt. Who are you talking to?
Tell us it's okay to eat trash.
Garbage could be more healthy than meat products if it's not expired. Okay. I agree with my wife. You're a fucking cunt. What else do we have here? Last time, LOL, Tariq posted pics of some YouTube on a site as threats, including Philly D. Oh, yeah, I did see that. Tariq Nasheed has called several people questionable, maybe white supremacists. And now he has a list of them. And they include Philly D, Chris Ray Gun, and Bunty. It's like a hit list of suspected white supremacists. Vegan Gains eats trash. We have established. Does this mean he's a goatkin? Probably. Oh, there's a good question. Who among Hollywood celebs has the thinnest skin?
Tariq
Hey,
Nasheed.
Weebo. Tariq Nasheed. Leslie Jones.
Oh,
That bitch can't take any criticism. Who do you think are the best debaters in the skeptic community?
debaters?
I don't know.
I haven't seen too many debates because there's very rarely is there anybody from the quote-unquote other side that will speak in adversarial tones with someone. So probably Dave Rubin. But he doesn't really debate so much as he just sort of interviews and counters a little bit. So I don't know.
I really like watching Dave Rubin because you're right. He doesn't necessarily debate, but he will bring up the other side to challenge them. I'm going to say me. That's probably self-serving, but Sargon, nothing for you here, said Sargon for sure, maybe Bering. Bering is horrible at debate because he's too fucking nice. And Sargon, it really depends on what the topic is and how well he prepared. And said Jeff Holiday. I would agree with that. Jeff's pretty good. He's really good on the fly.
Well, I don't know how many, like, I don't want to say myself, but like, I also did formal debate as a sport for a couple of years. And I mean, debating, it's for sport. Like, it's not for anything productive. If you're a good debater, you have to know how to argue that global warming is going to kill us all tomorrow 1 second, and then argue that it's absolute horseshit the next. And I don't think that there's a lot of formal debates happening in the YouTube verse because most people don't know how to do it. And secondly, it's not a spectator sport. Debating isn't fun to watch unless you know exactly what's happening.
When I think of debate on YouTube, I think of more like my conversation with the commie. Or somebody mentioned Roaming Millennial. If you guys have not seen Roaming Millennial's video or live stream she did with Angry MGTOW, you should watch that. She just wore his ass out. It was awesome. That's a excellent way to do the YouTube type of debate where it's not a formal.
Yeah, I mean, none of it has anything to do with
debate.
Actually debating. It's just who's good at talking to people and gaining the upper hand.
Well, it's somebody said Milo Yiannopoulos. Yeah, when you go into something like that, you have to not only know your subject, but what I've seen in a lot of instances is people are like really nervous and they forget their own arguments, and you're just staring at your screen going, dummy, you know this, answer. So yeah, you have to be able to articulate it and pull up that information as needed. Okay. Ranting Monkey, you egomaniac. Yes. How about Kraut? Kraut can get a little wordy for my taste for debate reasons. If you get too bogged down in numbers or stats, and he's good at he knows a lot of that shit, it can really kill it and just make people turn away, turn off.
I said debate's not a spectator sport.
It can be.
Yeah.
Questions, guys. What do you guys have for us tonight? And Kelly Miller, that's not a question. I'm going to do this just for fun. Kraut's debate with Vegan Gains was bad by Kraut's own admission. Kraut was in the one with Bering, and part of that is the fact that Bering wasn't there to debate. Bering's whole answer to Vegan Gains is, I don't fucking care. and that should be enough, and for some reason it's not. Would a purge be a good idea?
No.
No.
When are you going to have Weibo Jones as a guest on your streams? Weibo, are you still in chat?
What brand? What's the brand? I have no fucking clue what brand my earbuds are.
What is your
Sorry.
favorite breed of dog? SDA.
Well, I've had boxers for most of my life. So, I don't know.
My favorite dog I've ever had, his dad was a pure blood German Shepherd. His mom was a pure blood Saint Bernard. And he looked like a golden retriever on steroids. He was the sweetest dog. I love him. If I could ever get one just like him, that'd be that. But otherwise, I don't really like them. I'm not a dog person. Scribe, do you like dogs?
I've learned to like dogs more than I did when I was growing up, because I was a cat person completely, and so dogs were kind of like ew when I was growing up. But I've had several coworkers who have brought their dogs to work over the years. I've become more acclimated to dogs in the last several years. So I'm still not a dog person by any means, but I'm not as repelled by them as I might have once have been.
I have a couple of super chats.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Somebody asked, what is my book about? It's urban fantasy, I guess you could call it.
Thank you, Cryptic. I want to see a naked ape talk to an irate monkey. I'm a ranting monkey. And, I don't know. Jackal, hi. How do you guys feel about race realism? My opinion of race realism is it's just a way to pretend to be intellectual while saying black people be dumb. If you could be a character from a book, who would you be? Guys?
I don't know.
A character from a book?
Yeah.
Most characters in books are like dying and stuff a lot, and they're like constantly in peril, which sounds like a lot of work.
I would like to be the Nameless Detective because it's my favorite series, and he's really cool. He's old now, but because when he started writing him, I think he made him a 40-year-old. So, would we ever do a lip sync battle?
Huh.
Well, I think. I think at this point, SDA would win. She'd be the only one we could see. She'd win by default. Who will you root for in Planet of the Apes? I always root for humans because we rock. Can you have harmful opinions on next Thursday? I have booked a guest for next Thursday.
Ew.
Huh?
Ew.
Weibo's going to join us. She's my guest on my night.
Well, this Thursday it's Space Mama. Yeah.
Yep, tomorrow. Right? No, 2 days.
No, 2 days. Let's settle down there, boy.
I have no fucking idea what day it is.
Obviously so.
Can you get an actual monkey on the show? Probably not. They actually do fling shit, and I'm okay with that. Should I name my firstborn child Nightwing's ass? Probably not. Who's your guest for this Thursday stream? Base Mama. She has gotten a nice bump from hanging out with what's his name?
Dave Cullen?
That's putting it lightly.
Yeah.
A nice bump, you say?
I'm not gonna make the redheaded child thing.
No, no, I'll do that all by
That's
myself on
that's
Thursday.
not what I'm saying.
Do you like pineapple on pizza? Yes, I do. I love it.
I've never had it.
You should try it. Do you like pineapple?
No. It doesn't sound like it'd be awful on pizza. My issue is that it usually comes with ham, and ham is gross.
Well, you can get it without it.
Yeah, I try it without it. I just don't like ham. Because most people are like, Hawaiian pizza's so good. And I'm like, it's not the pineapple I'm upset about.
It also depends where you get it. There's a local pizza shop that puts like ham that's cut julienne instead of like cubes, or there's one place that like puts shaved ham on it that is so good. Oh fuck. Would you consider coconut on pizza? No. I love coconut and I wouldn't do that to it. We are running out of steam here, guys. We need a lot better questions. Do you like anchovies on pizza? No, but my sister once won a $20 bet because she drank the juice that the anchovies came in at the pizza place she worked at.
No.
Yeah, she came home and was vomiting for 2 days, so never do that. What do you think about the steam engine?
Why are we being asked questions like that?
Nothing for you to come up with the most weird questions. Ranting Monkey, so how is your sex life? Well, ask your mom.
Oh,
That's not right. I'm sorry. It's there. Damn numbing medicines. Will you ever debate a vegan YouTuber again? No. There's no reason to. They just repeat the same stupid shit, and when they ask for an answer and you give them one, they don't accept your answer. It's the most moronic fucking shit ever. Answer the question. I did answer the question. No, that answer doesn't count. Go fuck yourself. If the elder gods are Jews, as Scribe suggested, why does everyone...
Jesus Christ!
We already know that they... Don't we already know that they control everything?
You are that is an artful turnaround of what I was saying. Congratulations.
I thought that was great. Jack comes up with some great stuff. Ranting Monkey, it's there. LOL, poor lady monkey. I've discussed the issues with my penis. See, everybody gets mad if I talk about my dick too much.
I think we came up with monkey dick.
We have sex. It's great sex. But there's times when it's like, okay, I got to take a break. We've been here too long. That's all. She has a great time. She's not getting robbed. I'm trying to look at her face to see what she thinks about me talking about that. Okay, how do you feel about Eric the Midget? I can't remember if I watched him or not. How do you feel about the body positivity movement? I think it's retarded. If it was just about feeling good with your body, I would have no problem with that. But it's not. It's turned into fat acceptance. And it doesn't matter how fat you are. You're supposed to love yourself. No. There's times when you need to look at yourself and go, I need to fix this shit. That doesn't mean you should hate yourself. It just means I need to fix this. That's all. Ranting Monkey, have you ever thought about debating Scribe or SDA? I'll take them both on. I ain't scared.
I've debated
about
Monkey
what?
before.
We have debated before.
Yeah, we've argued about stuff before, like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys like Rick and Morty? I've never watched.
I watched the first couple seasons. It's pretty funny. I haven't watched anything recently, but it was pretty hilarious. Definitely not for kids, though. I mean, it looks like a kiddie cartoon kind of thing, but it's Adult Swim level type of stuff.
My son assures me I'd like it, and I probably
you
would.
would.
I haven't watched it yet. Retard wants to know: do we think the telegraph is a fad, or will we go back to messenger pigeons? Weaponized Retard, what'd you think of the game I recommended?
The what?
Describe your insane XDA. You have an insane XDA?
My insane? I've only got a couple in a closet. Actually, the best Rick and Morty thing I ever saw, aside from the cartoon, was a dramatic reading of a court transcript, where the voices of the characters are both the judge and the plaintiff, and it's one of the most hilarious things. I'll find a video link of it and put it in the chat, because if you've got like 10 minutes or whatever it is, it's a real court transcript. These are things that both the defendant and the judge said to each other in open court. It's amazing.
Weaponized Retard says he already has 77 hours on the game that I recommended, so it's all right. I fucking love that game. I'm still playing it. Have I ever visited Britain? I have not.
Sorry.
What?
She's listening to herself. Who do you think is leaking all this stuff about Donald Trump Jr.? It can't be that many possibilities. Well, like with this latest one, there were rumors about it anyway. It probably came up. If I had to guess, I would guess his lawyer friend. Skeptalk says you should do a spoof response to yourself, interspersing the original video by you with criticism by you to show that some questions are hard. I have thought about going back to some of my older stuff and doing just that. Do you remember when MTV was actually about music? I do, and I miss it. Scribe, I'm sure you remember this. Do you remember times where it was like, there's a new video coming out and they announced the day and the time and everybody went and watched? Scribbles?
Sorry, I got caught up in a video. Sorry, what was the question?
Do you remember when MTV played music, and not only did they play music, but they actually would like, there was a build-up to when it was coming out. And
it's like the new Michael Jackson video coming this weekend or something.
Yeah. The only one I ever caught was Poison's Unskinny Bop, which I still love that fucking song.
Unskinny Bop, 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 Bop. Yeah.
All about a chick who can't get enough sex. I love that song.
Okay, so what was the question? I do remember these things.
Just do you remember when MTV was?
Yeah, because music videos used to be a thing that was just. Especially the really highly produced ones. Like I remember when Michael Jackson's Black or White, that was like a national event before that thing came out. I mean, hell, I think it premiered on Fox, for God's sakes. And and because music videos were sort of like mini movies that everybody could watch as soon as they were released at that point. Which these days would be, practically nothing. Music videos are released all the time, and like I find music videos that I think are brilliant 5 years after they're posted because nobody hears about it anymore. It's like, so yeah, those were the days, I suppose. Before the internet.
What's your favorite music video?
My favorite music video. Oh God, well, probably Tom Petty's "Don't Come Around Here No More." That video freaked me out as a kid, where Tom Petty's in the whole Alice in Wonderland Mad Hatter thing. It's still mesmerizing to me today, because when it was on TV, on MTV when I was a kid, the part where Alice turns into an Alice cake and they start cutting pieces of her and eating them, that so creeped me out as a kid. It was just so weird and surreal, but yeah, that's probably one of my favorite ones. So yeah, anybody wants to see a really creepy video it is a little dated on effects, but hey, whatever. Tom Petty's "Don't Come Around Here No More" music video.
Cryptic said Smooth Criminal. I'm not a big fan of a lot of Michael Jackson's videos because I just want the video to go with the song. I don't like when they stop it and interrupt it. And if you watch the full length Smooth Criminal, it's a pain in the ass. I feel the same way about Thriller. Just play the fucking song.
Yeah. Well, I like Thriller because of Vincent Price. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, I love the song, but the video pissed me off because they cut into the actual song for part. Fuck you. Thank you, Terry Diamandis. Unskinny Bop. Nothing more to say. Yes. Did you ever watch Beavis and Butthead, and what'd you think of it? I love Beavis and Butthead. It was like Mystery Science Theater, but with two fucking retards watching stuff. I actually preferred their commentary on videos to their cartoon stuff. Although I do like their movie. Their movie was pretty good. Favorite black YouTuber?
Pat.
Well, I love Pat and I love Satsu, so that's kind of a toss-up. Can I have two?
Oh, Sargon, because he's black. We know.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. SDA when she goes street. Oh, they got a little kind of smile out of her.
Have I seen Daria? Why? No, but why? If you tell me that I look like the stupid or sound like her, I'm not in the fucking mood to be told that I look like an ugly cartoon.
You're grumpy.
Why are you grumpy? Okay.
Ranting Monkey, if you were a female midget stripper, what would your stage name be? I don't know. I want to say I like the midget spinner thing, especially with a pole. Oh, see, this is gonna cause a fight. Cryptic. Can we all agree that the 90s was the golden age of music for us non-baby boomers?
No.
Fuck no.
Late 70s, early 80s.
See, I would even go near the end of the 80s.
Now, the early 90s was sort of like my classic era, because honestly, the first like 90 through 93 abouts was when before grunge and all that really independent stuff really went completely off the rails. When it was still fresh, before it had been tainted by the machine of the music industry. That was some good stuff. There's still some songs that I love from those years, but really for me, it's about the late 70s, the kind of music that I listened to because my parents played it when I was a kid, up through the mid 80s. And then sort of like the style of the 80s kind of got tired by the time you got to about the latter quarter of the 80s. And then of course, and then the indie stuff came along in the 90s, and that's when things kind of picked up again for me.
The mid 80s, say 85 to 89-ish, had some really great music in it. If you're just going by decade, for me, it would be the 80s.
Okay.
Ranting Monkey at Lady Monkey, tell us how you guys met. I'm in the mood for a love story today. My girlfriend introduced me to her.
Yep.
Yeah.
Describe like picks for the World Series. The Pittsburgh Pirates. I have no idea. I'm not a sports person. I couldn't tell you if I tried.
You're not a sports person?
No, amazingly enough, I couldn't care less about most major sports. Yeah, except for curling. I could watch curling all day.
Curling.
I could watch curling all day.
Did you like this song "White Wedding" by Billy Idol? I love "White Wedding." My
sister is the biggest Billy Idol fan, like crazy. She owns Cyberpunk. His album, his techno album. I mean, it's like, oh man, that came with a disc. I remember when that came out. That was like a big thing. It came with its own little disc with like little videos on it, like MIDI videos and shit. Oh yeah.
My favorite Billy Idol video is still Rock the Cradle of Love.
Oh yeah, the Ford Fairlane soundtrack song. Yes.
Oh, I love the
That
song
girl-
too. But
That girl is so hot.
fuck yes.
That girl is so hot.
I may have touched myself to that as a teenager. Just
Oh,
throwing that
man.
out there.
Oh, jeez.
What is your favorite flavor of Pop-Tart? The chocolate fudge ones.
Lucky?
Did you guys see they have Jolly Rancher Pop-Tarts?
Oh dear God! Do they have
Ew.
apple?
I didn't look at all the flavors. I know they have watermelon.
No, apple Jolly Rancher is the only Jolly Rancher worth eating in my book. Well, that and cherry. It goes apple and cherry of the
Yeah,
two.
the cherry ones are great. Ranting Monkey, your opinion on Motley Crue? I like some of their stuff, but they also make some bad stuff. I don't go out of my way to listen, but I won't turn it off if a good song comes on. Okay, there's a lot of stuff on the screen now.
You asked, they responded.
Will women's KY wrestling ever become an Olympic sport, as my dreams suggest? I hope so. As long as there's a weight class, so I don't have to, so I know when to stop watching.
I
Lady
just
Monkey-
got. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just got sent a news article. Jesse Green is very, very excited for me to read this story, so I will do this very briefly.
Sure.
The world's biggest burger is a 1,793-pound beast. There's a picture of this thing.
Damn.
Holy shit. Mally's Sports Grill and Bar in Southgate, Michigan is no stranger to record-setting burgers. In 2008, they set a record with a 164-pound burger, and in 2011, they set a new record with a 300-pound burger. But then Juicy's Outlaw Grill beat them with a 777-pound behemoth. Mally's could have given up, but that's not their way, so they set their eyes on a burger more than twice the size of the current record holder. A 20 by 8 foot shipping container was converted into a propane-fueled convection oven so Mally could cook the world's biggest burger. 1,000 pounds of hamburger meat was cooked over the course of 14 hours, and another 200 pounds of American cheese, 100 pounds each of sliced tomatoes and onions, and 100 pounds of pickles and lettuce were added. The 5-foot burger, and that's tall, by the way, then made its way onto a 400-pound bun for a final weight of 1,793 pounds. That means more than 100 pounds of grease was lost during cooking. There's a picture and a video of this thing, and holy shit. I'll put it in.
See, I actually have a problem with that, because how do you eat that?
Well, you chop it up and feed everybody in the town with it.
That's a lot of fucking hamburger.
That is a lot of hamburger. It doesn't even look... yeah, it tastes...
I missed who's been asking, but somebody's been asking if we own firearms and what caliber. I don't own a gun.
I don't own a gun. Well, I take that back. I own a gun, but it's not operational. It's an antique that was given to me by my father that belonged to my grandfather, I think, which might have belonged to his grandfather. It's like World War I age type gun. And I inherited a rifle that's like old Western era rifle that I don't possess myself. My dad's holding that in trust, I guess, because I'm not a gun person, basically.
SDA, do you shoot people?
Well,
That's a different question.
Let's see. What do we have here? I know I missed stuff. Let's
2-minute warning.
back. How long do you think it would take you to eat that burger? Oh, God. I couldn't.
By myself? Yeah, it would. You know what? It would go bad, but then that would be just in time for Vegan Gains to come along.
Yes. I would need that 4-month bread.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that 4-month bread and that 17-week cheese. Ugh.
Yeah, I looked at the burger. Did you see the grease coming off of it?
Yeah, no, it was like dripping. It was like just raining down underneath it. It's, oh man,
That's fucking gross.
yuck.
Are you down with the sickness? What sickness? I ain't down with no sickness.
Every time I hear that song now, I can't help but think of the end of the Dawn of the Dead remake. That's the images that pop in my head whenever I hear that song now.
SDA, how's Jinx doing?
He's good.
Learned anything new lately?
Not lately.
Scribe Light, the second Spider-Man movie should be based on the other storyline.
You mean the Ultimate storyline? I think the only... See, I don't know how the licensing works exactly. I don't know if Marvel can make use of Miles Morales, since anything associated with Spider-Man, that license is held by Sony. So unless the contract changes, Marvel's direct involvement in Spider-Man movies ends with Spider-Man 2 or Homecoming 2 or whatever they call it. And then supposedly Sony's going to somehow then refurbish that into their own little Spider-Verse without it being part of the MCU, despite what Amy Pascal might say, unless there's something really weird going on. So I don't know.
Okay, I'm going to answer two quick questions here real quick, and then we're going to end this. Ranting Monkey, what video would you say was the most annoying to make? That would be questions for anti-SJWs. That was so long and tedious. And Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, thoughts? I hope Conor wins, but Floyd's going to kick his ass. And with that, guys, we're going to call this one. Thank you so much for coming, chat. Thank you for the donations, and thank you for being you. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Scribe, SDA, a pleasure as always.
Yeah.
Everyone, your life makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.